As we look at our Sunday school lesson for today, we continue in the fall quarter for the months of September, October, and November, in which it is entitled God's Exceptional Choice. And this quarter traces the arc of salvation's history from Abraham to Jesus to the early church. And today we come to the close of the unit number 2 for the month of October, entitled Out of Slavery to Nationhood. And we look at the children of Jacob, Israel, whom God has chosen, and their journey to Egypt and their exodus from Egypt with Moses to their entrance into the promised land with the story of the judges and Gideon, Saul, and David all included together. And today we come to the close of this second unit for this month of October. And our lesson today is lesson number 9 for October 30th, 2022, entitled The Heart of a Leader. Our printed passage is 1 Samuel 16, verse 1 through 13. As we close out this unit, let's look at the arc of salvation. The arc of salvation. So we started off with the father of faith, Abraham, whom God called and whom God put his blessing on and said through him, because of his faith, to obey God and to listen to God and to follow God wholeheartedly. And God through him would cause every nation on earth to be blessed and cause his descendants to be more than the sand on the seashore and the stars in the sky. And we see how his sons, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's 12 sons, would begin the population of God's people. We've seen them travel with Joseph into Egypt and there continue to grow and to prosper. And we saw how the hand of the Egyptian changed, where it was gracious to it became evil toward them, and they cried out to the Lord from their affliction. God raised up the next point on that arc, which was Moses. And as Moses is raised up, it is through Moses and how God saved him from a genocide. It's through Moses that God would tell Pharaoh, let my people go, that they may serve me as priests. And God uses Moses to deliver Israel and to bring them out and allow them to make a journey to exodus out of Egypt, to make a journey to a promised land God had gave to them. And it was through Moses and then Joshua that the Lord allowed them to cross over into the promised land. And in the promised land, the next point on that arc, as children of Israel did what was right in their own eyes, God raised up deliverers and he raised up judges. And then one of the most pivotal points in Israel history, they turned from God and they looked for a man king. And as we think about this today, I'm thankful for God's heart. And all of us ought to be thankful for God's heart, because even when we are wrong, even when we choose wrong, God's heart is always turned toward us in love. Even when we mess up and fall short, his heart is turned toward us. Now, Israel did something so bad, they rejected God and asked for a man. And God allowed them to have Saul. But look at the heart of God here, because God didn't allow them to have to suffer under Saul for long. But God chose a man after his own heart. Amen. And because of him, this man that God would choose, that there would not fail to be someone on his throne forever. And we can trace the genealogy from this one God chose, who was the young man by the name of David. We can trace in Matthew the genealogy of David, which leads all the way to Christ, in which they would never fail to be someone sitting on the throne from David's family. For Jesus shall reign for eternity, forever and forever. And in that we see God's heart. God could have turned Israel over to their evil ways and evil thoughts and gave them what they wanted. But his love for them, he still chose one after his own heart. Now, David was an image because he was an image of someone else that would come to save us from the heart of God and that would have the same heart of God, and that is Jesus. And thank God today that he still loves us. And we mess up every day, but his heart is to save us. And thank God for him sending Jesus down to save us. And in this ark of salvation, God keeps his promise. Amen. He keeps his promise. Despite all the failures that we've seen in this unit and all the shortcomings, God keeps his promise to save us. And you can be confident with that today. God will keep his promise to save us, and he will bring to pass everything that he said he would do. Thank God for this unit, and I pray it's been a blessing unto you.